Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. It's a chilly morning, but we're gonna go ahead and work on the van. Today's plan to do on the van is we're gonna be replacing the thermostat, and we're also gonna be replacing the alternator on the van because they're both no good. So over here, I got the new parts. Here's the thermostat, and also here's the new alternator. I'm gonna show you where it goes and what it does. So you can probably see the alternator from up here. It's right that, it's a little silver thing down there. I'll show you from under the van as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's that little silver thing right there, right above the mechanical fuel pump. It's that right there. And that is not even the right alternator for this car because it's missing the mounting bracket on it. And it could be since it's a custom van, it could be a different mounting bracket. So I guess we'll find out if our alternator is even the right alternator for this car because we don't know. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, so now we're on the inside of the car. What you're gonna see the alternator a little bit easier because, like I said, it's a van. So there is the alternator right there, and you can see over here that there's the two belts actually driving the pulley on the alternator. So basically, what an alternator does is, you see this right here. This is the new one. It spins this pulley right here, and it's creating like an electromagnetic field. It's actually producing power, and when it produces power, it charges the battery because the battery is also sending that power to our spark system. So somehow we're gonna have to replace that power because if not, our car will just die and it won't be able to go for long drives. So this is what they did. Alternator, this thing spins off the engine while the engine's running and it creates power. It usually sends about 13 to 15 volts to the battery, and that's a healthy alternator because battery sends at 12 volts, so you're going to want to charge it a little. You want to replace the charge in the battery quicker than it's displacing it, so your battery charges. So when alternators get old, they actually get reduced in the voltage they give out. So like the battery in my old 3000 GT, it was only charging about 12.5, and that's still replacing it, but not enough. So sometimes if it sits too long, it dies and doesn't have enough juice to start it. And also it just could also be a bad battery. But yeah, there's a couple things that could be wrong. But yeah, so you have your new alternator right here, and you have your old one right there. They look about the same. I don't know, this one looks kind of bigger. I don't know. We'll find out when we actually go ahead and pull it out. But here on your alternator, you have a couple plugs. These are pretty much your female plugs and all that. And then this is also your power plug. That is going to be going from that all the way to the battery. So, and also you have a ground somewhere. I'll figure that out because there's an actual little prong right here. But yeah, like I said, it spins it and charges your whole system. So yeah, I will pull out the alternator real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and removed all the bolts on the alternator. So this thing in essence is ready to come out. So there you go. Here is the old alternator coming out. Kind of a lot of wires around the pulley. So yeah, that's the old alternator. I'm spinning it. The bearings can, you can definitely hear there's some creaking and all that. But yeah, that's the old alternator. So I'm gonna go ahead and start installing the new one. Okay, we're back and the alternator is completely all set. You can see it right there. It is a nice brand new shiny piece and lots of old dirty rusty parts. So yeah, the alternator, it was a little bit tough to get in there. I actually had to kind of hammer off the side and file it down so it can fit this housing right here. But it looks good. Everything's all hooked up, all the wires. Shocked myself, but it's only 12 volts, so it's not that bad. I'm just gonna show you real quick what the top of it looks like. So you guys can see right in there, the alternator. Your two belts right here. This right here is your air condenser for air conditioning. If I can get you guys in here real quick. So yeah, there you go. Another view of the alternator. You can barely see. I'm sorry for that. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to replace the thermostat. And a little quick tip on thermostats and all that. So basically what a thermostat does is an engine likes to run at a certain temperature. So like this engine, it likes to run at 190 Fahrenheit. And the thing is when your car is warming up, it actually closes the thermostat, which allows the coolant within the engine to heat up to bring that engine to that temperature, or which in this case is that temperature is 190 degrees. So this thermostat stays closed until it reaches 190. But the thing is once it reopens, then the cooling system begins to work itself. That's the reason why you warm up your car on a cold day and all that, so your engine can get up to that certain temperature, so you don't damage parts and all your parts are at a good running temp and they're not, shaving down metal. So you can see that once the thermostat opens, it allows coolant to flow through the radiator, which cools the coolant so that engine can maintain that 190 degrees because, like I said, engines like to run at that temperature, well, this specific engine. But the thing is, a lot of people can change that thermostat to different cooling temps for their application. Like, see this fan? There is not a lot of cooling going on here because look at the engine's really are surrounded by the housing. There isn't a lot of grill. The radiator is kind of small. It's a mechanical fan, so I opt to get a colder temp so my engine can run cooler. And with my engine running cooler and not overheating for engines are terrible. That's how you kill engines. So I went ahead and opted out for 160 Fahrenheit thermostat. So instead of opening at 190, this will open up at 160, and then it will start cooling the van at 160. Because like I said, different applications, and because my application is because it's a van and there's not a lot of cooling going on here, so I have to make it up with a colder thermostat. So I'm gonna go ahead and start removing all that stuff and get this new baby in. So we're inside the car right now. I have the new thermostat and also have this new, it's not new, but this is gasket maker. So when you take out the old thermostat, you need to reapply a new gasket or never reuse the old gasket because, it's not good. You always want to use new stuff. So this is not the best stuff you can use. Whoa, do not do that. That gasket maker, this stuff right here, is trash. You do not use this for making gaskets on thermostats. Like I said, I was running out of options. They don't make gaskets for those type of housings anymore. I even went to the auto parts store to see if they have any gaskets or like familiar to it. So I had to opt out for this. So they call this cork board, or it's like cork board infused with rubber. So it's kind of like a corky / like rubbery texture to it, and it's good for making valve cover head gaskets and oil pan gaskets and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try to see if I can try to do it with a thermostat gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and start removing it. And there you go. Now we have the gasket housing off, and look at that. That gasket is totally junk. So before we go ahead and lay down the new gasket, I'm going to go ahead and clean the surface of that. And you want to check out this thermostat that looks like that it's a little bit frozen inside of the housing. There you go. So now is the this is the old thermostat was in this thing, and I don't know if this is the original one or not, but look at that. Look at that. That is really junky, and I have no faith in that thing even working. The springs look intact, but I don't know what temp this is, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the surface real quick, and then I'm going to install the new gasket. So yeah, now you can see that we're over here just cutting the gasket over here for the thermostat. Gigi's doing a really good job with making it look pretty and all that. And while she is making the gasket for that, I'm actually going ahead and taking off the old fuel sending unit, because guess what? I used the same gasket maker on that one, and that one was leaking as well. Not as bad as a thermostat, but it was still leaking. So I went ahead and pulled it off. And who would have known, my little sock and my little float, my little restoration fixed it. But it was still leaking because the original one had a gasket and I didn't have a gasket, so I went and made one with the gasket maker. Like I said, that gasket maker is trash. Don't use that. You want to use that cork board. So I'm over here just cleaning up the hole of all the gasket maker. You can see just the gasket maker kind of made a big mess. You see all the chunks on the floor. So I'm just cleaning them up. Then I'll go ahead and cut the same size gasket for the fuel sending unit, and I'll just throw that in, and then yeah, no leaks in that one. So yeah, I'll cut to that. So Gigi went ahead and cut all of the gaskets for it. So here is the gasket for the fuel sending unit, and I have the gasket for the thermostat already in there, so I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like. Just climb the van. So there you go. The kind of dark in here for you guys. I'm sorry about that. But you can see here, here's your upper radiator hose going to your thermostat housing. It's a little wet because, you know, cooling and all that. But yeah, that's in there, and that should be a lot better hold than what I was using yesterday. And yesterday was terrible. Literally, I turned it on, it was already like squirting like a squirt gun, like everywhere in the engine bay. So that's gonna hold a lot better, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in this new fuel sending unit, because like I said, that was leaking because I was using the same gasket. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and coat this little cardboard rubber with some of the gasket maker, because that is fuel resistive, and cardboard and rubber can kind of get corroded and eaten away over time with fuel, because fuel is very corrosive. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this and then just throw it in, and yeah, that will be the ending of our video. So next video, for sure, this van's coming off the trailer, and we're gonna see if we can put it in drive. And if it puts it in drive and moves, then we're getting closer and closer to our, you know, destination of our van build. But yeah, that's gonna conclude our video. So if you liked it, like, comment. We always read the comments and all that. And if you like this content, subscribe, because, you know, it helps us and supports us, and also it keeps you connected and keeps you connected to our content. And if you want, join the Discord. All our subs kind of join the Discord, and we hold like exclusive photos and even polls and like what we should do with the van. We try to get some of your ideas kind of rolling too, because Gigi and I can't be doing everything now. But yeah, thank you for watching, stopping by. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. See ya.